Hey there, welcome to a new episode of Trailer Talk. It's going to be a little different this week because this is technically not a trailer. It's a gameplay demo, if you will, but it's long and I wanted to talk about it, so it's going to be the only thing we're talking about this week. So before I get started, remember, thumbs up if you like Trailer Talk. Please leave a comment below for the trailers you would like to see in the next Trailer Talk, though I will get back to a regular Trailer Talk next week. And let's get started. This is a game from Monolith Studios. You might know them as the guys that made Fear or Condemned, and prior to that, like No One Lives Forever and some other games. I really like this developer, and I really like Lord of the Rings, and that's why we're talking about the Shadows of Mordor, I believe it's called. And I'm gonna be quiet here. I have the audio of the speaker turned down really low, so you can hear me talk, and I'll talk about the gameplay. Gonna say this, listen to the very beginning here. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Listen to the very beginning here, because he sounds like he says something.
In Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, you are Italian.
Okay. Is it just me, or did he say you are Italian? I don't think Italy exists in Middle-earth, so that's strange. But hey, let's get to the good stuff. Dude's walking around all cool. This guy's a cool walk. This is an open world game where you assassinate dudes, and hey, it looks kind of like Assassin's Creed. So first and foremost, apparently your targets in this game are kind of randomly generated. They're different every time, procedurally generated, and I think they're just trying to make a more organic experience in terms of, you know, how you approach your targets and whatnot by making them different every time. This looks a lot like Assassin's Creed, the way he's climbing around and stuff, and he's gonna sneak up on this dude and stab him. And see these prompts that appear here? Look, I can pause. This is Assassin's Creed. It's pretty Assassin's Creed. Look at this environment. It's Assassin's Creed. That's fine. You know, Assassin's Creed is all right. It's got its issues, but hopefully a game that kind of can take what is good about Assassin's Creed and improve on the issues with Assassin's Creed. And we'll get to that in a second when they start showing some more gameplay. It's pretty brutal. Well, look at this bundle of ropes. This is so Assassin's Creed, but hey, what are you going to do? Apparently, he has the abilities of like a ring wraith, so he can enter like the wraith world or whatever, and he has special powers and whatnot. But I like how this game looks to be a little bit more focused on just the assassination, finding out about your target, getting to your target, assassinating your target. And it has some other interesting systems here in a second, which we'll talk about. But the core of this game reminds me more of the original Assassin's Creed, back when that series was focused more on just killing targets and getting to targets and you know. But you know, other than that, it looks like Assassin's Creed. But we're about to get into combat here, and this is where things start to look pretty good, because the Assassin's Creed combat has gotten kind of, I don't know, it just feels kind of mushy. It doesn't feel that great. And this is where a team like Monolith can really improve on that, because if anything, they've always been really good at making games that feel good. Like, think about Fear, think about Condemned. It feels good to connect with bullets or pipes and stuff. So I trust them, you know, to make it more like a Batman, which does a really good job with combat, as opposed to you know, Assassin's Creed, which everything seems mushy and contextual. Like in Assassin's Creed, you can't even swing your sword unless there's an enemy in front of you, and that just seems wrong. Whoa, that was cool. All right, he had this like wraith stun ability. I think one of the cool parts about him being a wraith, see, look at that, he like stunned those guys, is that he's gonna have cool, unique abilities, which should make combat fun. And then he can throw dudes into fire. Man, that's just rad. It reminds me of Soul Reaver. Remember in Soul Reaver you could throw dudes into fire because he had to burn them because they were vampires? That makes me both sad and happy that that's in this game, but sad because we'll probably never get a real Soul Reaver game ever again. But I don't know. It looks fast and fluid, but look at this combo counter. It's very Batman. And then this happens. A chase. Initially, this had me worried. I was like, this game's looking like Assassin's Creed, but... And I don't want to chase after dudes because that's the worst part of Assassin's Creed. But he has some unique abilities, and the reason I pause it here is because I actually want to do this in slow-mo. He enters sort of this wraith world or whatever, and he's able to do some fantastical stuff now. Now see the X down there? It says Shadow Strike. If you look, he kind of like locks. He's able to lock onto this enemy, and if you see right here, there's an X appears over this other guy's head that's way up there. So it's kind of quick time event-y. You're just kind of hitting X to dash around, which makes me worried that these chase sequences might be a little scripted or linear, kind of obvious. There's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And if you fuck it up, you might lose your target, which is kind of a bummer. But he does something cool here. He pulls out his bow and he slows down time. He shoots like this binding arrow, which seems kind of overpowered when the goal of the game is to chase after dudes, but just seems like a cool ability. And then he does his intimate Assassin's Creed conversation right before he kills the dude. But he doesn't actually kill the dude here. If you see in the bottom right, you have options. You can kill him, or you can sacrifice him. I don't know what the difference there is. But you have the option to terrorize him or make him into a spy, which ties into like the system of the game where the AI will kind of dynamically interact with each other. And in this case, he's telling him to go spy, not just spy on an even bigger target that he's trying to take out that he might not be strong enough to take out, but he like this guy will have influence over the people that are below him, the people that he can influence in this bad dude's army. So he's going to try to... Now he has the option of having the guy that he just sort of he's mind controlling and is going to send back to this dude's camp. And it's showing that he actually has a very low chance of actually assassinating this ugly dude for the main character. But as you're going to see later, he'll still have an effect on the situation, if you will. So it's a cool, ambitious system, and I don't know how well it's going to work, but I like that they're trying some new things with these systems. Why is the dude named Ratbag? Not a good name for a dude in a trailer that you're showing off for the first time. So this is showing just later on. Apparently he sent this Ratbag dude back to this orc camp, and now he's going in because he wants to assassinate that main ugly orc dude who's in charge of the camp. So he's gonna Assassin's Creed his way in, and you're gonna see. This is just showing that there's multiple ways of doing it, which really just means you can sneak in or you can't, or you kill everyone. But hey. So this is this vision here. So that's the main target, this ugly dude. So in this vision here, what it's showing is that the guy with the blue hand over his head is the Ratbag dude that he had kind of influenced before. And it's showing that all these guys down below with the white hands over their heads are the ones that are the orcs that have sort of turned to your side because of you having mind controlled that sort of second in command orc. So it's kind of cool that the system has like this ripple effect, which affects a bunch of orcs in this situation, if that makes sense. Again, I don't know really how. I guess apparently it's just based on percentages, and when you get down in the fight, those guys are going to help you out. Which again seems ambitious and kind of hard to believe that it's really working like they're saying, but it's definitely a cool idea. You know.
Distraction, so Talion can finish off what Ratbag starts.
So he triggers this orc that he had mind controlled earlier to like stab this dude, but he doesn't kill him. But it shows him in the top right his health bar drops down some. So I guess that makes him, when you fight him in a second, easier to fight. All these things are curious to me. All these systems are curious to me because I'm wondering, like, if you're just good enough at the game, do you even have to worry about any of this? Can you just, is this guy's camp out there in the world that you could just go to and fight all these orcs without having to do any of this stuff? Or is it going to be kind of scripted? Is it going to kind of force you to do some of these things like an Assassin's Creed would? Basically, these systems sound great, but the more systems driven this world really is, and the less scripted this stuff is going to be, I think the more successful, you know, this game overall is going to be. You know, I like when the only thing that's keeping you from killing your several targets or whatever in the game is just how good you are at it, or your you know, how leveled up you are. That's what I liked about the original Crackdown. You know, you just had to kill these bosses. They're out in the world. When you're strong enough, just go fight them and see how you fare, you know? If the game's more like that, that'd be cool. And all these systems are just merely options that you have, as opposed to, you know, sort of required things you have to do, like in, say, an Assassin's Creed game. This is a quick time of any. Some of these angles and stuff have me curious as to how if these boss fights are going to play out a little bit differently than regular fights, which I don't necessarily want. You know, I want stuff to feel like systems and not, you know, scripted, because ultimately this kind of stuff is more satisfying. I don't know about this main character. He looks kind of doofy. Looks kind of like a...
Let them carry word back to Sauron. When he comes for us, our pawns will be
like an NPC in a proper Lord of the Rings game. So I don't know. Seems kind of cool. Assassin's Creed in Mordor. I like to, you know, I don't know. Seems a little, maybe a little too dark. Maybe there'll be like a little side mission where he gets to go to the Shire. That'd be nice. Assassinate some hobbits, get some color into that game. But I think it looks kind of promising. I gotta be honest with you. I like Monolith. I have faith that they can do some really cool things. Assassin's Creed, I'm not the biggest fan of anymore these days, just because, you know, I think some of the mechanics have always been a little clunky, and instead of sort of reinventing them, they've just sort of been adding on to them with each iteration of the game. And this kind of feels like, you know, maybe the Assassin's Creed formula, but, you know, with a fresh new take on mechanics. So definitely looking forward to that. I wonder when it's hitting. Maybe this year, by the end of the year. Probably next year, though. But, well, this is interesting. It's saying here PS3 and Xbox 360, so this has probably been in development for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it hit by the end of this year. Consider me intrigued. Anyways, that's it for Trailer Talk. If you've enjoyed Trailer Talk, please give us a thumbs up. Please leave a comment below, and please tell your friends about how much you like Trailer Talk. And next week we'll be back to regular trailers. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the game below. Yeah, goodbye.